right now on Fox 5 News at 6.
Violence in the streets of Rochester as the calls for justice grow louder following the death of a black man who had been in police custody. I'm Dan Bowens. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, police say at least 9 protesters were arrested and 3 officers were injured after last night's demonstrations in Rochester turned violent. Let's get right to Briella Tomasetti with the latest. Briella.
Yeah, that's right, Dan. And now Rochester's officials announced the need for police reform in the aftermath of last night's violent protests. Mayor Lovely Warren says the city's crisis intervention department will move to the city's Department of Youth and Recreation Services. And the city will also look into outpatient services for people with mental health issues who are in repeated contact with police. Protesters seen here shielding themselves with umbrellas as police dressed in riot gear spray tear gas and pepper balls at them. Another dramatic scene showing a U-Haul truck up in flames. And protesters climbing on top of cars in the middle of oncoming traffic, being cheered on by massive crowds. Rochester Mayor Lovely Warren and Police Chief Laron Singletary sympathized with protesters in a press conference this afternoon, but condemned the violence.
Their message that we must do better and that we have to address how we police our city has been heard.
41-year-old Daniel Prude died during an encounter with Rochester police back in March, but the body camera footage was only released this past week. That video shows officers covering Prude's head with a spit hood designed to protect police from bodily fluids and then pressing his face into the pavement.
We need transport!
Prude's controversial death has sparked nationwide protests, some of them resulting in violent clashes with police. On Saturday, New York State Attorney General Letitia James announced that her office is impaneling a grand jury to probe the incident.
If they do indict, then basically there is a criminal charge and there'll be a trial brought forth in regards to that. If there's no indictment, then there's other avenues.
Democratic Vice President nominee Kamala Harris also weighed in on the investigation in an interview with CNN.
The Attorney General the Attorney General of New York is reviewing the case, and I expect that they will review all of the evidence and make the appropriate decision.
Earlier this week, Governor Cuomo called for the investigation into Daniel Prude's death to be expedited and said in a tweet that he applauds the Attorney General's swift and decisive action. Dan, back to you.